What's up, fragrant world? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. Today we're talking about my top 10 favorite woody fragrances, at least at this current time. But before we dive into that, I got a special announcement to make. I recently made a video about an event happening in New York City in early November called Scent Explore. It's happening on November the 2nd. If you want to learn more about it, check out the video, but I do have an announcement to make about that. There's a promo code that was going to get you, on top of the already $20 off early bird special, would get you an additional $20 off. So you can get $40 off the price of admission. You get the $60 voucher to spend on any fragrance you want at the event, and gets you a couple drink tickets at the VIP party. Now that promo code was set to end on September 30th going into October 1. But we had an overwhelming response of people who wanted more time to make their purchase of tickets. So ultimately, the deadline has been pushed back a couple weeks. So you now officially have a couple more weeks to utilize this promo code, SFP20. Use that code to get your additional $20 off the already $20 off early bird special again. So that makes $40 off the price of admission. You get your voucher, get your drink tickets, and I also am gonna have a special giveaway attached to this video, giving away a few tickets, free tickets. So make sure you stay tuned to the end to check that out. So anyway, let's dive into this list. Now, woody fragrances. We have a lot of different ways to characterize what a woody note or woody accord is in fragrances, because there's different types of woods that we source from. We have cedar wood, which can come off very dry. Some people say like pencil shavings. Sometimes it can have a smoky character to it. You have woods that are a little bit more soft and creamy and clean, like sandalwood, which is not so dry, not so earthy, can be, again, used to round out a fragrance. You also have wood notes like oud, which come in numerous varieties, as well as some of the other woods I talked about. And I know sandalwood has different ones, cedar wood has different varieties, but oud has some very high complexities to it, depending on where you source it. You know, there's obviously tons of wood sources we can choose from. And there's also some notes that aren't necessarily woods, but do carry woody facets, like vetiver, which is technically a grass, but can have a woody or earthy nuance to it. There's also patchouli, which is technically an herb in the mint family, but that can also carry a bit of a woody, earthy, sometimes damp, even a little sweet nature. Patchouli is very interesting and can have a lot of character and personality to it. So anyway, that's basically what we're dealing with in terms of what woody notes are, and all 10 of these fragrances contain one or more of these notes. And that's what makes them woody perfumes. Who would have knew? We're gonna dive right in. This was tough to put together. I really enjoy all of these. So even though number 10 is number 10, that doesn't mean it's bad, because this is one that actually a lot of people love. And this is a decant I have of oud wood from Tom Ford. Now some of you might be appalled to see this so low. And part of the reason why it is so low is because it is just a decant. Even though I do have another decant on this list, but it's a little bigger, and I actually prefer the scent a little bit more than oud wood. But this is beautiful. This is, as many people have put it, the best introduction to oud if you have never really dabbled in it. It doesn't really smell like oud in terms of that dark, earthy, very stinky, sometimes almost fecal nature to the woodiness. It is a little bit medicinal, but it's a clean oud. It's mixed with some rosewood. There's some spices in there. I think there's some vanilla. It has a bit of an almost resinous quality to it, but I don't know if there's actually resins in here. Very, very elegant stuff. Super just put together, refined, beautiful scent. Maybe I'll get a bottle someday. I have always enjoyed this. Tom Ford oud wood, great woody scent, again based mainly around oud as per the name, but not all that oudy. So that's oud wood. Coming in at number 9, one of my favorite vetiver based fragrances right now, and it has been climbing the ranks in terms of some of my favorite scents in my collection period, but it is ranked a little low on this list because in terms of woody fragrances, there are some that I prefer more to this one. This is from the house of Mosque Milano. This is Hemingway. This is a wonderful vetiver-based scent, as I said. Vetiver is a grass, but it can carry a woody quality. There's 3 different types of vetiver in this one. You have Haitian, you have Javanese vetiver, and you also have vetiver heart. So it has a leathery quality to it, it has a smoky quality to it, it has an earthy, woody quality to it. And that's why it's on this list. It's also paired with some ginger and rhubarb up top, which give it a nice zing and tart nature. It's bright, it just kind of kicks off the skin right away, and then it settles down into a very smooth and rounded woody vetiver. Touch of leatheriness, touch of smokiness, but really elegant stuff. Really nice. I enjoy it. That is Hemingway. All right, coming in at number 8. This is a new fragrance to my collection, and this was provided to me by the company for review from the house of PK Perfumes by perfumer Paul Kyler. This is Maderas de Oriente Oscuro, which basically means dark oriental woods in Spanish. And wow, this is a powerhouse. This, for me, is wintertime only. You take it off, it's in the air. This stuff is super strong. It might be an extrait de parfum, if not at least an eau de parfum. You have a few different types of woods. You have some cedar wood. You do have some agar wood, a little bit of oud in there. It's very dark. And as per the name, it is oriental. There's a sweetness to it. There's honey in there. You got some like brown sugar accord in there. It's sweet and rich and dark. Almost comes off incensey in a way, but it's not really incense. It is just smoky, super smoky. A little bit hard to smell up close. It kind of just socks you right in the face. It's a punch to the nose. So you got to really enjoy this one in the air, but I'm still getting to know it. That's why it's kind of low on this list. And I haven't really given it much wearing, just simply because it's not quite cold enough for me to feel comfortable wearing this. One spray, more than enough. Very, very, oh man, high quality stuff. It actually won an award recently, Art and Olfaction Award. So congratulations to Paul Kyler and PK Perfumes for their award-winning fragrance, Maderas de Oriente Oscuro, something I recommend you check out. I'll provide links down below to their website. They do have various sizes, even as small as 15 milliliters, so you can get a decant for pretty inexpensive. I'll have the price here, and you can check it out. But you gotta love your dark, smoky, rich and sweet oriental woods. I know I keep doing that little blowout, but it's representative of what this fragrance does to me. So one I'll continue to get to know, you'll see it popping up more on my channel. That is Maderas de Oriente Oscuro from PK Perfumes. Check out the link. All right, at number 7, from a house I've been talking about a little bit more and more, Embrace Perfume. This is Embrace Freedom. And the woodiness in this fragrance is based around vetiver, a woody, earthy vetiver, paired beautifully with leather and ambergris. And on top of that, you got a real nice grapefruit accord. There might even be some other citruses in there. Super zingy, a little tart and juicy up top, but quickly becomes pretty earthy, a little musky, and again, woody. Very powerful stuff. It smells fantastic, even just from here. Super powerful. I think this is an extrait de parfum. High quality stuff, very concentrated, and again, kind of expensive. I recommend you sample it if you can. I'll link down below if you want to look into purchasing a sample of this. If you like your woody and musky and leathery vetiver fragrances, but with a nice bright citrus on top, and that citrus does linger pretty much the whole time, this is one to check out. Kind of complex, very interesting, but I think very pleasing too. That is Embrace Freedom. Number 6, yet another one that might be considered a little low on the list, but you know, we're almost halfway through, and it is just a decant. If it were a bottle, it might be higher. From the house of Creed, this is Royal Oud, just a little 10 milliliter decant that I purchased a couple years ago, and I'm burning through it. And man, this kind of along the lines of the Tom Ford Oud Wood, a little bit less safe to me. I think that Oud Wood is a better introduction to oud, but Royal Oud is kind of along the same lines. It doesn't really have that barnyardy, stinky, dark oud that you might associate with the idea of an oud fragrance. It is a little bit more on the medicinal side. It's fresh, it's spicy, it's a little dusty. You have galbanum, you have some angelica in there, so it has an herbal kind of dusty nature to it. That oud is down there, so it is woody and dry, but you have some pink pepper, you have some lemon in there, which kind of brightens it up. It's a beautiful scent, very elegant. It is unisex to me. Some people say it's just masculine, but I think this is unisex. Man, wow. It's the dusty nature is something I used to not really care for, but now it's one of my favorite parts about this. And it paired with that woodiness, man, it's just high quality stuff. Royal Oud from Creed. At number 5, some people may not consider this a woody fragrance, but it does have some pretty distinct woody facets, especially from the note of patchouli. So it is earthy and woody from that patchouli note, but it is mixed with some incense, a lot of vetiver. You got some fruits like mango in there. This is Timbuktu from L'Artisan Perfume. Put the cap back on. Nice heavy metal cap. Again, this is a niche fragrance that is very inexpensive. You can probably find this on FragranceNet for under $40, maybe under $50 at the most, but probably between $40, $50, if not less. Wonderful scent, elegant, complex and interesting, but easy to wear just about all year round. Again, that woodiness mixed with the smokiness of the incense. And you have that vetiver, which is kind of fresh, but again, still kind of woody as well. And again, that mango, it doesn't last all that long, but it brings this real kind of ripe exoticism to the fragrance, kind of sweet, really nice stuff. Very interesting. I love Timbuktu, still getting to know it as I wear it. At number 4, this is considered a woody floral musk. That is the official classification of this fragrance. Some people may not say it smells woody, so to speak, but it is the nature of the type of wood that is prominent in this that makes it smell like what it is, but it is still technically wood, and that is sandalwood. And we're talking about Reflection Man. Lots of sandalwood in here, very round and creamy and smooth, but a little bit woody. It gets woodier as it dries, but it starts off mainly with your floral notes, a little bit of pink pepper. You got neroli in here, you got jasmine, so very white floral-like, very heady, but in no way indolic or earthy, you know, in the way that white florals can get a little stinky sometimes, but not in this case. This is elegance all the way through. This packs a punch. For me, this is a reformulated version with the magnetic cap, but it doesn't matter. This stuff lasts 12 hours on my skin. And again, as it dries, that sandalwood comes to the forefront, gets creamy, a little bit more woody, but the sweetness is always there. There's always this kind of powdery sweetness lingering around the top of the florals, but that sandalwood is gorgeous in here. High quality stuff from the house of Amouage. Once again, that's Reflection Man. All right, we got the top 3. Number 3, wonderful scent, one of my favorites in my collection. Not my favorite woody fragrance, at least at the moment, but still one of my favorites for sure. Just saying that because this did top my fall niche list, but here it's only number 3, but that's all right because I do consider it fantastic. From the house of Boyce 1920, this is Dolce di Giorno. Green juice, which wouldn't really make you think it's woody, but it is. Lots of cedar wood in here. Cedar wood is prominent with its sweet plum. You got that cinnamon in there, and it has cypriol, which is often used to supplement oud accords. So it does have kind of this old, dry, woody, almost aged barrel-like quality to it from the cypriol, which is again something I'm still wrapping my nose around to understand that note. I need to smell it in other contexts to better understand it, but I'm beginning to learn more and more about it here. Wonderful woody fragrance. That cedar is just, it's there, it's dry, it's woody. Not quite pencil shaving like, not really even that smoky, but it's super dry and woody, but the pairing with the cinnamon and plum is just gorgeous here. Super nice stuff. A lot of other notes here that I'm not mentioning, but I do have a review, which you can check out here. Brand new review on this wonderful scent from the house of Bois 1920. That's Dolce Dijon. And number 2, another one I will be pulling for more so this coming winter, but still gonna get some use out of it this fall. From the house of Nichane, this is Fan Your Flames. And once again, this is also based on cedar wood. Dry, dry woody cedar wood here. But this time we got more sweetness coming from tonka bean. There's a bit of rum in there, so it does have a boozy nuance. There's an earthy tobacco, and then one of the biggest curveballs in this one is the coconut. Man, so nice, kind of tropical in a way, but still dark and woody, and again, boozy. I think there's maybe even some oak moss in here. Elegant stuff, very high quality. If you like cedar wood, dry cedar, but with nice, sweet, and earthy, and boozy nuances, this is your one to go to. That's Fan Your Flames from Nichane. And at number 1, man, this is probably the newest fragrance to my collection right now. But it has taken my nose by storm. That sounds weird. This is my first fragrance smelling from this house. I did smell a couple of others that I found absolutely gorgeous, but I ended up picking up this bottle recently within the past couple weeks on my way back home from a trip. And what I'm gonna say is, I first smelled it, I thought I was smelling Terre d'Hermes. But as I smelled deeper, I realized no, this has, no disrespect to Terre d'Hermes, but this has much more depth to it. It has much more of a warmth to it. It's more rounded. It is vetiver based, so that is what makes it primarily woody. It does have a citrus quality to it paired with that vetiver like you get in Terre d'Hermes, which can come off like a dirty, woody, earthy orange. But in this case, we have orange leaf, and then we have some, I think, lemon and bergamot paired with that vetiver. Very clean and round and warm. There's a floral heart, which is really what sets it apart from Terre d'Hermes. It has geranium and violet leaves in it, and has a touch of sweetness in there. And it does dry down to some cedar wood and musk, and the vetiver is technically in the base, but you smell it the whole way through. From the house of Daniel Hosier, I might be saying his name wrong because I don't think he's French. I think he might be Spanish, so I apologize. From Daniel Hosier Perfumes, this is the bottle here, and you'll see this is simply called Vetiver. Every time I've worn this, I've been told I smell elegant. Now this fragrance, it doesn't scream. It's not anywhere as potent as Terre d'Hermes. It does last a long time. I get a good 8 hours out of it, but it only projects for maybe the first 1 to 2 hours, and it's pretty close. But man, this is woody elegance through and through, even down to the bottle. I am in love with this fragrance. If I had this when I made my top 10 niche list, this would have been on the list very high up. This is gorgeous stuff. If you like Terre d'Hermes, you will love this. Unless you don't like lighter scents, because again, it does come off a little lighter, but in my opinion, that makes it even more elegant. So that is Vetiver from Daniel Hosier. Well, that is my top 10 woody fragrances list for now. This could always change in the future. Now, we have the giveaway for 4 tickets to Scent Explore. 4 free tickets for the price of admission. Now, what you have to do to enter this is very simple. Just comment down below and let me know what your favorite woody fragrance is, so I can know, so we can talk about it as per usual. But in your comment, I do want you to specify that you are interested in the giveaway for a ticket to Scent Explore. Now, what that would mean is obviously you have to pay for your own travel to get to New York City, but your ticket to the event will be free. So trying to be specific here. If you know for sure that you could actually get to New York and attend the event, then attach in your comment that you're interested in winning a ticket. Now, I have 4 tickets. I was trying to decide if I was going to give away the tickets to 4 different people or if I was going to pair them up and give it to 2 different people to also bring a +1. So just so I can gauge the interest level and gauge, what people's capacities are, in your comment, if you're interested in going, also include that you would intend to bring a +1. If you don't intend to bring a +1, then just say it would just be me. And I can take all that into account, and then that will help me pick my winners as well. So once again, giving away 4 free tickets to Sin Explore. Attached to this video, all you gotta do, comment down below. Let me know what your favorite woody fragrance is, and let me know what it is anyway, even if you don't plan to enter the giveaway. And again, if you do wanna go to Sin Explore, then specifically list that in your comment. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you and talking with you. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.